What's up, everyone? How you guys and gals doing? Welcome to the show. Don't forget that Chinatown's coming up next over on the Morning Madhouse's YouTube channel. But today, man, this one's got me. I have to admit, this one has got me. See, a lot of people, and I actually discussed this on the Mike and Hollywood show, or the Hollywood and Mike show, whatever you want to put it, man. We got a special guest, by the way, coming up. Frankie, man, from the Mayans MC is coming up Sunday. So don't forget to see that interview live. But anyway, I brought this up because we had a comment in the comment section about the COC and how they're always fighting when they leave the meeting, which is not true. It kind of got me going. But anyway, that is propaganda from the cops. And this story today comes straight out of Sons of Anarchy, man. And I don't believe this one. I really don't believe this. And a lot of people have to understand, just because the cops and the media says it's true doesn't mean it is. You know, there's something to be said how these cops go after club members. They're always on you. And you know what? Let me get this screen up here. That way I'll show you this in a second, because this one's really got me going. It really has. And I talked about a story where a cop came in the Chinatow's work, and Chinatown was like straight up, hey, why do you freaking profile bikers that have patches? And she said straight up, well, if we see somebody with a patch, that means they're up to no good. That is the way cops think, and it is so out of the freaking hand, man. You know, club members go out there, they help their community. And am I saying it's all cookies and ice cream? No, it's not all cookies and ice cream, but it's usually not the whole damn organization as a whole. And if you really look at the statistics, more cops get arrested and go to jail than 1%ers do. But God forbid you get anybody with a brain that will actually do their research and look that kind of stuff up. And you'll see it in the comment sections. Oh my God, see, they're a gang. We told you so. Why? Because the media and the cops told you so? Come on, they don't got the best track record of being honest, and especially when they have informants that are trying to work off a beef because they got in the game and now all of a sudden they don't want to play the game anymore. They don't want to face their consequences of what they were doing, and then they want to lay it on everybody else. It is a known fact, and there's been freaking ex-cops that were in infiltrators come out and say, yeah, man, we had them do this or do that. We brought the ideal up, which is entrapment. But hey, nobody cares about that. Nobody. But let's take a look at this one, because this did kind of get me going here. And this out of the San Francisco Gate by Katie Dodd. 4 missing California Hells Angels were secretly cremated, the feds say. Again, I'll read that. 4 missing California Hells Angels were secretly cremated. Doesn't that remind you of an episode of Sons of Anarchy? They couldn't find anybody, so that's what happened, or an informant told them that. I wonder what the informant was facing, where he would turn on his own guys to try to get out of stuff. Anyway, 4 missing California Hells Angels were and clandestinely, notice how they use that, cremated in a Fresno funeral home. This, according to federal prosecutors. There it is right here. Even they get it. The straight from Hollywood allegations were made in a sentencing memorandum filed October 12th to the San Francisco Division of the U.S. District Court. You guys got more problems than to go after the Hells Angels in San Francisco. You know, you got businesses moving out of there. You got all kinds of crime going out, but no, you're wasting your time over there. God forbid. The U.S. District Attorney's Office filing with was first reported by the Mercury News, which it was. The claims revolve primarily around the Sonoma and Fresno chapters of the Hells Angels. Prosecutors say that in 2014, and again, just because they say it doesn't mean it's true. 3 Hells Angels living in Santa Rosa. Our believed fellow member Joel Silva was creating problems for the Sonoma County chapter, and then he had to be killed. Come on. Most of the time, they throw him out bad. They arranged for Silva to visit the Fresno's Hells Angels clubhouse where he was shot in the head. His body has never been found. Maybe he decided to go on a freaking getaway to Europe, man. Anyway, as part of the investigation into Silva's death and cover-up they're claiming, I know a lot of feds that do cover-ups. Federal investigators came to believe that Fresno Hells Angel Merle Frederick Hefferman, 54, was involved in arranging a secret cremation. Levy Phipps, a manager of the Yost and Webb Funeral Home in Fresno, testified that in the lead up of Silva's death, Hefferman asked for keys to the funeral home and spoke of a fascination with the crematoria and desired to make something disappear. Here is the thing here. Here is the thing. Prosecutors wrote, common sense dictates that the only reason Hefferman wanted that access was to make the bodies disappear without a trace. Really? Well, you know what? There's usually somebody that knows that crematorium is going on, don't they? You just can't fire that sucker up with nobody knowing. On the day of Silva's disappearance, Phipps said Hefferman told him to be at the crematorium in the morning. 2 men arrived and loaded Silva's body into an incinerator, Phipps testified. Wonder what he was trying to get out of. You know, you got a funeral home here, and then next thing you know, they're just going to open up their doors in the crematorium. Come on, it don't make no sense to me. Prosecutors say phone records line up with Phipps' testimony. Okay, I can't call you and say hi. I don't know. Quote, one of the most chilling aspects of this crime is that the same time Joe Silva was making arrangements to have a birthday party for his 15-year-old daughter, Hefferman was making arrangements to cremate his body. You know, the San Francisco Gate has it right out the back, straight from a Hollywood freaking movie, and we know what show that was. It goes on to say, in addition, prosecutors say 3 more missing men may have been disposed of in a Fresno crematorium. It said may have been. They say the next man to disappear was Robbie Huff, who was last seen in 2015, followed by Art Caraces, a Bay Area man who went missing in July of 2016. A 4th man was not identified in the sentence memo, but all 3 are believed to have been affiliated with the Hells Angels. And see what I'm talking about there? May have been affiliated. Those weren't Hells Angels. They never get it right, but the way that the cops put this kind of stuff out, everybody says, wow, now it's 4. Come on. Let's see here. Let's see what the attorney has to say. Hefferman's attorney argued in his own filing that the government's case was not strong enough to bring charges in the other 3 disappearance. Quote, despite ample opportunities to do so, it's clear that the government did not find Phipps credible enough to seek additional charges by the way of the grand jury or the inclusion in the conspiracy charge. That's a good argument right there. It's a good argument. Oh, I can only trust this one. See, that's what I'm talking about. What was up with this Phipps? He argued that Hefferman's abusive childhood, he claims to have left home by 8. That's a basic thing in a sentencing type of deal. Let's see here. It goes on to say, in serving a custody sentence, Mr. Hefferman will not be able to care for his wife or be a source of comfort as they continue to cope with the loss of their son. It goes on to say the government, on the other hand, is seeking 7 years for this one. And it goes into the impact statements, all that kind of stuff. But you see what I mean? It's just, they had it right. It's right out of Hollywood, man. And, oh, you can use this witness for one guy, but not the other 3. You can make all kinds of accusations. And if this was true, why they only seeking 7 years? You see what I mean? Anyway, let me know in the comment section what you guys and gals think, man. I don't believe it, but hey, it's me. And of course, yeah, I didn't have all the facts, but I don't know. From the article, it does seem ripped from Hollywood, if you know what I mean. We're going to go to the second half of the show right now with China Doll over on the Madhouse, the Morning Madhouse on YouTube, as well as the radio at motorcyclemadhouse.com. Join the Insane Throttle Members Only Club on YouTube or Spotify and receive exclusive content. Your membership in the Throttle Club helps keep the show going strong.
Is an in-depth look at the trials and tribulations of street gang and motorcycle club life. This isn't the run-of-the-mill book that doesn't give the goods. This book will go into detail of events that actually happened. All materials in this book have been approved by those involved. There is nothing poetic, nor is there any price worth paying for the life we choose to live on the streets. James Hollywood Machikari, Brotherhood and Betrayal.